Thank you very much. I think you took over some of my duties in asking Faith Odhiambo next about some of the initiatives that the LSK can bring forward. I know you're already, I've been invited to a number of CPD training courses on mediation. So I know you are doing something towards training. I'm not sure what there is in play in terms of ethics and standards, but perhaps you can bring us up to speed on your initiatives.
So good afternoon, everyone. I think you're unlucky because you have lawyers and judges here before your lunch, so it'll be a bit long. But hold on. First of all, we have been in partnership with the NCIA and the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators in terms of working towards courses that can be offered for our members. And I remember at the beginning of the year when we met with Chartered Institute, part of the challenges that we raised to them was to reduce the cost. And they have managed to do that because we have quite a huge number of young lawyers that are being churned into the market, and expecting them to pay 19,000 in fees for a 5-day training is a bit steep. And so also working now with virtual sessions, I think that's part of the initiatives that have been taken that are working well. We also have an ADR committee that comes up with courses and also tries to look at opportunities for possible mediators. Also part of the legal committee of the Chartered Institute, which we work with Dr. Wayne being the chair of that committee. And also initiatives are being made to also sensitize on opportunities for the legal profession in ADR to enable more lawyers to embrace. I'll talk of positives before coming a bit tough also on the judiciary. We're also working towards including mediation in the advocate's remuneration order. This has been quite a bit of a challenge because for most lawyers, when you're looking at a mediation brief of, let's say, 10 million or 100 million and somebody wants to pay you 5,000, it doesn't correlate or commensurate. And that's why most lawyers would rather find a way to frustrate that mediation and go for litigation, because now they can charge their premium fees because you feel you're spending so much time on a matter that you'd have earned so much more in going to court and getting your orders. And so we are working towards that. And once the changes are done, we'll definitely present them before the Chief Justice for her review. And obviously after benchmarking to ensure that also there's no overcharging. Now, a challenge that I raised with the judiciary. Now, when judge, you say that once you're before the courts, you become an officer of the court, an advocate of the High Court. The challenge the Law Society has to date is that we have court annex mediators who now purport to be advocates of the High Court and offering legal services. And what do we call them? Quacks and masqueraders, and we will come and crack down on you, be sure. So we'll not allow you to open any offices, irrespective of the fact that Justice Mwanga has told you that you're an advocate. You're not. You're not an advocate. You're an officer of the court, but not an advocate. Now, am I right, Judge? So mediators, the challenge that we have is that now mediators feel that they are advocates and can offer legal services. And so the message that we have to send very clearly that you give us a lot of work, judiciary, because it's not clear to them that they cannot open office and purport to start offering such services. We have certain cases that are ongoing. I had one of the branch chairs was here yesterday. So I don't know if she has informed you some of the cases that we're now struggling to handle because of these situations. And the problem that happens is that when a quack offers legal services, it will not say a quack, it will say LSK. So it becomes our problem. And so those are part of the challenges that we also need to crack down on, because at the end of the day, the space for lawyers is different and mediators, it's different. but we also embrace mediation, Judge. Another challenge that I had Honorable Wanjala explaining the 6-month session or the 6-month period that you have to go through mentorship. Honorable Wanjala was with us the last time we were admitting 700 young lawyers into the profession. If you have about 100 court annex mediators, how long will it take for you to train or mentor those 700? The CJ, since she came into office, has admitted more than 2,000 young advocates. Now, the challenge that we even have, we are launching a mediation on Monday, mentorship program on Monday, is that we have so many young lawyers, some of you soon to be sitting here before us, are looking at new spaces of being engaged as advocates and earning your keep. Now, if you're limiting till 6 months for this young lawyer to be able, they have gone through the training, maybe they've sacrificed to pay that amount of money, then you tell them 6 months, even getting the opportunity to be to go through that mentorship is not even there. So you will take like another 2 to 3 years before you can get into the system. Now, do we see the bureaucracies and why we are losing interest from the young lawyers to join? And unfortunately, the attitude that is there is that there is a gatekeeping by the judiciary to prevent advocates from becoming mediators. Now, as much as we can sing the hymn that mediation is for everyone, when you make it difficult for the young lawyers to join and they feel that the non-lawyers are mediators and are growing as mediators, and they are being blocked out because they're also regulated by the Law Society. So I don't know how we'll have that intricate mix. We have partnerships with also Federation of Women Lawyers because they offer free the pro bono mediation. And so a lot of our members go there. There's Chartered Institute, there's NCI, there's yourselves, but that's not enough. So a challenge also goes back to us to ask ourselves, how can we create more opportunities for mentorship of these new lawyers? And also you'll probably look at a flexibility, because putting that rigid 6 months and you still have to come back, right back to the committee, get another rejection. At some point, the interest drops and they go to other options. So as we also encourage mediation, those are part of the challenges that you have to look into. So the Law Society is trying to work with the opportunities that we have with our partners to ensure that there is more opportunity for mediation and training and mentorship. And when we look to have our Law Society house, we'll be hoping our partners will support us, because once we have a better building, we'll be able to now offer opportunities for mediation to run and where mentorship can be done. Now, on CPDs, yes, we have been offering CPD sessions, but I want to say the aim of continuous professional development should not be limited to getting CPD points. I know today someone accosted me and told me that, make sure we get the CPD points, you'll get them. But that should not be the aim. For a lawyer, learning should be more of your passion, because sitting here and getting the best of some of the minds that we're having here today is not an opportunity you'd easily get. And so it's always a learning opportunity. But the CPDs, yes, we will continue to work. We have the CPD committee that, as much as possible, tries to accredit the courses that are availed based on how much impact it will give to our membership, and at the same time ensure diversity. Now, with regards to integrity, I would want us to partner with the judiciary in 2 fronts. One, to develop a code of conduct for our mediators that will apply not only to the Law Society of Kenya, but also to the non-lawyers. So we have a sort of standard code of conduct to ensure that even by chance members of the public believe you're an advocate, you have to adhere to the same high standards that the advocates have to adhere to. And secondly is to develop a list of accredited mediators that the Law Society will only put up its members, unfortunately. So at least when members of the public want to check, the same way we have I would say today's community is more woke. So they will ensure if they are dealing with any advocate to come and check at the Law Society's website. Let us have also a list that we agree with our various partners that these are the list of accredited mediators. They have gone through the requisite training, they adhere to this code of conduct, they can offer you the services. It also removes a lot of the challenges that we'll have in dealing also with the quacks, because we'd have also in your website the same list that we can also look into. I think I've captured what I wanted to say. And also we should look at benchmarking on a remuneration order for also private mediation. I think just Judge, you're right, the future is mediation, and it should be encouraged that you go out and also mediate. The judiciary has taken it up, but there are also various complex commercial kind of agreements, and also I would say various PE agreements that people now are entering into, and mediation is seen as a simpler and a faster way of handling those disputes. And once we put our house in order is when we can encourage the government and also investors to look at mediation seriously, to be able to include them in their agreements. So the challenge that we live here with is that we should put our house in order and pick some of the recommendations. And I agree, Judge. Having an association would be a good idea, but I would leave my comments on the association for now. And I thank you.